we have some examples of each of the tenses that you guys went over yesterday, okay? So, as you can see over here, we have simple, continuous, and perfect, and whether it's present, past, and future. So, over here, we'll see the little numbers, right? So, if you see, for example, number 1 and number 1, they correspond with each other. So, the reason why is because, like Masha explained yesterday, each of them is an example, okay? An example of the different tenses. So number 1 is present simple, okay? An example of present simple. While number 2, present continuous. Number 4, present simple, okay? So you just follow the numbers like that, and then we're gonna go over the examples. So let's start with the first one, okay? For present simple. So over here, for present simple, we have different examples. The first one is, I'm at the office. I'm at work, I'm at school, I'm busy, I'm hardworking, okay? So, can you guys help me and repeat after me? Let's just go with the first one. I'm at the office.
I'm at the office.
I'm at work.
I'm at work.
I'm at school.
I'm at school.
I'm busy.
I'm busy.
I'm hardworking.
I'm hardworking.
Awesome. So let's go to the second one. So the second one, like we said, look for number 2. What is it? Present continuous. Okay? So present continuous meaning you use whoever you're talking about. Okay? So whether it's I, she, he, is, plus the verb with ing. Okay? So, first one, I am working now, or I am busy now. I'm busy, I'm working now. What are you doing? So the answer is, I'm working at home today. I'm working really hard this month. So let's repeat together, okay? I'm busy, I'm working now.
I'm busy, I'm working now.
I'm working at home today.
I'm working at home today.
Okay, one more time. I'm working at home today.
I'm working at home today.
I'm working really hard this month.
I'm working really hard this month.
Good job. To be plus ing. Okay? So, I am taking, if we're using the verb take. Okay? So, I am taking a break. For example, yes? I am taking a break. She is taking a break. We are taking a break. Okay? So let's really repeat. I am taking a break. I am taking a break. What does it mean? I am taking a break. Like right now, we're going to take a break. So, present continuous with the verb to be. So, to be is, I am, she is. Okay, same thing as over here. But now we use it with ing, yes? ing. So for example, we're going to say I am plus read with ing. So I am reading, okay? So other than just saying I am reading, you can talk about a time. So you can say I am reading now. I am reading this book. Yes, I'm reading this very interesting book by Masha. Now I want you to change that sentence and then change it with she and then we. Okay? So let's start with she. How will we change it with I am reading the summertime book? She
is
reading. She is, it stays the same. Yes? She is reading the summertime book. Okay. We
reading the summertime book.
Yeah, that's summertime book, yes? Okay, so remember what we said about number 2. Number 2 is examples for right now, yes? We use it for present tense, for example, for now, yes? So present tense, what are you doing right now, okay? And then we said for number 3, it's still present continuous, but what did we say? That we can use it in the present tense, but sometimes we can also use it when we're talking about something for the future. Okay? You guys remember? As Masha explained it just now. Okay? So, what do? The only difference we said between these two is we use a different time period. So for this one, we say about I am reading today, or I am reading now. I am busy reading the summertime book. But for this one, the only thing that changes is the time frame for the future. So you're going to say, I am reading tonight. Yes? I am reading tomorrow from 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock. So you're still using the same form of the word, the same verb with the same ing ending. You're just changing the time frame. Okay? So the time frame is changing to future. So later today, tomorrow, tonight, next week. Okay? So the only difference is that we use it for future that is close. Yes? So like I said, later today, tomorrow, next week. So a close future, not future like next summer or whatever. Then we use something else. So let's try and make up a few sentences, okay? I'm working tomorrow.
I am working tomorrow.
I'm working in 2 hours.
I'm working in 2 hours.
I'm working in 2 days.
I'm working in 2 days.
I can't go to the party.
I can't go to the party.
Because I'm working.
Because I'm working
Tomorrow.
tomorrow
For the whole day.
for the whole day.
I'm working at home.
I'm working at home.
Next week.
Next week,
I'm working at home.
I'm working at home.
Next month.
Next month,
Next month.
month,
Yes, it's talking about number 2, which is present, yes? They're using I am, or she is, or we are, plus the verb with ing, yes? But now the time is different, yes? It's talking about future tense. Next week, later today, tomorrow, in a few weeks. Next one, let's move on to number 4, okay? So for number 4, it's still present simple, like we said, right? As with the verb to be, this one is just with to do, yes? Okay? Present simple with read, okay? So let's do one with do and another one with don't. So the first one with do, okay? I read every night, for example, like I said. So what? Do you guys like to read, first of all? Do you like to read?
I like
You like to read? Okay. So if I ask you, how often do you normally read? How often? Every day? Every week?
Ну,
You like to read every day. So you can use the example of I read every day, or I like to read every day. Okay? So let's try one of those words. We can say, for example, I read my summertime book every day because it's so interesting. I read from, let's say, I read from 7 until 9 p.m. every day. Okay? So how can we use it in an example? One of the examples that we can use read is, for example, I read every day. Yes? I read every day. Can we repeat? I read every day.
I read every day.
I read a newspaper every morning. Okay? I read a newspaper every morning. I read a newspaper every morning. You know what a newspaper is, yes? Newspaper, yes? Okay, and every morning, yes? Read my favorite book once a week. Once a week. Do we understand what once a week means? I don't read every day. I don't read every day. Yes? For does. Do we remember what is the difference between do and does? When do we use do and when do we use does? Yes? What do you do? So, okay? Same thing over here, except now we just use I work instead of working, okay? So I work from 7 till 9 every day. I work 5 times per week. I have a full-time job, or I have a part-time job, or I have a seasonal job. I work a lot. I work really hard. I work for a bank, example, I work for a school, I work at a store, I work for an English company, or I work at summertime. Yes, like from hello, I work at summertime. Okay guys, so let's repeat after me some of the examples. I work from 7 till 9 every day.
I work from 7 till 9 every day.
Awesome. I work 5 times per week.
I work 5 times
Per week. I have a full-time job.
I have a full-time job.
Full-time job.
Full-time job.
Full-time job, it means like you work from Monday to Friday from 9 until 5, yes? Or you can say, I have a part-time job. I have a part-time job.
A part-time job.
One more time. I have a part-time job.
I have a part-time job.
Do we know what that means? Part-time, full-time, part-time?
Just
Yeah, same thing, yeah? Part-time. So you don't work all day, maybe just in the mornings, maybe just in the afternoon, maybe just on the weekends, yeah? And then I have a seasonal job.
I have a seasonal.
Again, I have a seasonal job.
Seasonal job.
I have a seasonal job. So, who remembers what seasons are? Seasons.
What is season?
Season. Summer, autumn, yes? So, seasonal job means that you don't work all the time, you work depending on the season. Maybe only in summer, maybe only in winter, yes? So, depending on the season. Okay? Next one, let's repeat. I work a lot.
I work a lot.
Again, I work a lot.
I work a lot.
I work for a bank.
I work for a bank.
I work for a school.
I work for a school.
I work for an English camp. I work for an English camp. I work at summertime.
I work at summertime.
Or I work for summertime. I work for summertime. Good job, guys. Okay, so now let's move on to the next one. Number 5. So where do we see number 5? So we have changed from present to past. Okay? So number 5 falls under past simple. Yes? So the verb to be in the past form, yes, was or were, depending on who you're talking about. I was, she was, he was, but they were, you were, we were. And then you are going to use the simple form of the word, yes? So, for example, if we're talking about, I think that one is okay, yeah? So if someone comes to you and asks you, like she said, oh, so was it interesting? Yes, depending on what they're talking about. In this instance, let's use the example of a book, like she said. So, oh, summertime book. You finished reading it, yes? Was it interesting? Yeah? Okay? It was an interesting book. Yeah? Okay, so let's repeat. It was an interesting book.
An interesting book.
An interesting book, okay? Okay, we can also not just use it for book, we can use it for any other thing that we want to talk about, okay? How was it? Was it bad? Was it good? Oh, it was okay, yes? Oh, it was bad. How was the concert? How was the library? How was the lesson? Okay? It was, and then whatever adjective you want to use to describe it. Okay? So we're gonna go one by one, just quickly. I'm gonna ask you for, okay? So you guys remember for was, I was, she was, yes? But for were, plural. They were, we were. So past, simple, with, was, or were. Okay? So here are some of the examples. I'll read them first, so let's just listen. I was at work for the whole day yesterday. I was hardworking, but now I'm a bit lazy. I was busy 2 hours ago. I was really exhausted yesterday. I was at work in the morning. Okay? So, these are some of the examples for was and were. So let's just repeat them, okay? So the first one, I was at work for the whole day yesterday.
I was at work for the
Whole day.
yesterday.
Okay, guys. So for the next one, we have number 6 and we have number 7. Yes. So the only difference between 6 and 7 is this one we can use it with to be. Yes, and this one is to do. Okay. Same way that you use it. I will. I want. You know, I want. Except for this one is to. Yeah, to be, and this one is to do. Okay, do we understand? Yes. So for example, every time we were talking about something up here, to be, to do.
No.
Yes, to be, to do. To be, to do. And want to be. And moved on to number 9. Yes, 6. Okay, so for 6, the examples are future simple. Okay, so and we use will and won't be. What's won't be? Yeah, will not. Yeah, basically the same thing. So will, won't be. Okay. So 6. Where is 6? Over here. I will be the best student, or I will be the best employee. I will be at work at 7. I will be busy next week. I will be with you at home tomorrow. Okay? So let's help me and repeat after me, okay? I will be the best student. Okay, let's go. I won't be the best employee. I'm not going to say that.
The best student.
The best student. I won't be the best student. Okay. I won't be at work at 7. I won't be at work at 7. I won't be at work at 7. I won't be busy next week.
I won't be busy next week.
Awesome. I won't be with you at home tomorrow.
And I won't be with you at home
Tomorrow. So 7, same thing, future simple, but just this time without being. This time is to do, yes? For I will to do. And the other one was to be, yes? Okay, so 7, I will do my best, or I will do the best. I will work tomorrow at home. I will work really hard. I will work really hard next month. I will work for 2 hours the day after tomorrow. I will work for 3 hours later today. Okay? So help me and let's repeat together. I will do my best. We use it for something that we're going to do in the future. Yes? So what are you going to be doing in the future? And we can actually use it with the verb read. Okay? So what are you going to do with read in the future? So we use the verb I will, and you can say talk about later on, okay? The time frame. Later today, tomorrow, or so on. So we can say I will read later today. I will read tomorrow, yes? Or I will read next week. Maybe if I come to you and I say, please guys, you need to study this. This is so important. Yes, you need to know everything that's in the summertime book. RUDY, I'm so lazy now. I will read later. Yes, I will read tonight. Okay, so let's repeat. I will read tonight. Okay, so let's go to 7, 8. Yes, 8, past, continuous. Okay, so past meaning we're talking about something that already happened.
Можно то же самое, только медленнее еще раз?
Okay. Slow in English. More slowly. Yes? More slow. RUDY, please, you're too fast. Okay. So past, continuous. Past, meaning something that happened, already happened, right? Meaning we use was or were, depending on who you're talking about. I was, she was, it was, we were, they were, we were, yes? But because it's continuous, we're going to use the continuous form of the verb. Okay, so the verb plus ing. So, I was working really hard last month. I was working from, let's say, Monday until Tuesday, okay, depending on you use a time in the past, okay, so it can be any day or it can be any time. So I was working from maybe 7 o'clock until 9 o'clock last night, or yesterday, or the day before, okay, so depending on the time period, okay, so I was working from 9 until 10 last night. I was working from Monday to Tuesday last month. I was working from Monday till Friday last month, okay? As long as it's in the past tense, okay? I was working for the whole day yesterday. I was working for summertime. I was working for summertime last month. I was working for summertime last summer. I was working for summertime last week. And then you can talk about right now. But now I'm working for da-da-da-da-da, okay? So anytime we want to talk about something in the past, we use this one plus the verb ing. For example, I was plus reading for ing, okay? So I was reading, and when you can just say I was reading. For example, if someone asks you, what were you doing yesterday? I was reading, yes? Or if you're talking about something, you can say I was reading together with the time period or together with what you were reading. I was reading my favorite book. What were you reading yesterday? I was reading my favorite book. I was reading yesterday. I was reading last night. What were you doing yesterday? What were you doing last night? I was reading. Okay? So there are different forms that you can answer, but it just means the same thing. So let's try the first one. Repeat after me. I was reading.
I was reading
For the whole day.
for the whole day.
They were reading.
They were reading
For the whole week. Let's try again. They were reading. Remember, they were reading. Yes, for the whole week.
For the whole week.
Good job. Okay, they were reading.
They was reading
From 2 until 4 p.m. yesterday. They were reading.
They were reading
From 2 till 4 yesterday.
I was reading for 2 hours.
I was reading for 2 days.
I was reading for 2 days.
I was reading for a week.
I was reading for 2 weeks.
For a week. 1 week, yeah? Okay. We're talking about past simple, just like we were when we were talking about was and were. Except now, we're talking about did, yes? Did or did not. So there are 2 ways that we can do it, okay? If someone asks you, did you do something, or did you like it, or did you, okay? You can talk about did plus the verb in its first form, yes? Did you read the book yesterday? I did read the book yesterday, okay? But if you want to answer without did, then you can say, use the word in its second form. Oh yes, I read the book yesterday, okay? Because remember, read, read, read. First form of read will be read. Second form of read will be read, okay? So there are 2 different ways in the past, did or didn't, okay? So, number 9, past simple. I worked a lot when I was younger, or when I was 18 years old, or when I was 20. Okay, or when I was working at summertime. It depends on which part we're talking about. So, let's do it again. I worked a lot when I was working for Apple. I worked at home last week. I worked at a store when I was at university. Or I worked at a store when I was in university. I worked with my brother last week. I worked with my sister last summer. I worked with my children yesterday. Okay? For verbs, no, it's the last one. Read, read, read. So, for read. So here is an example of the last one, present perfect for read. I have read a lot of books by Agatha Christie, for example, yeah, since she's in our books. So let's repeat together. I have read a lot of books by Agatha Christie.
I have read a lot of books by Agatha.
Just read. I have read a lot of books by Agatha Christie. Our lessons, and then we're like, oh, did you guys read your books? Then we can say, I have just finished. Yeah, I can say I have just finished reading my summertime book. Yeah, so I have just read my book. I have just finished reading my book. But let's use read instead, okay? So I have done in the past, and either we're still continuing to do it now today, or you did something in the past that still has something to do with today. Okay, so there's always a connection with something that you did in the past and something that you're doing today. So we use have or has, depending on what you're talking about, plus the verb in its third form. Okay, remember when we're going through all the verbs. So for number 10, the examples. I have worked here for 3 years, or I have worked here for a year. I have worked for 4 British companies. I have never worked hard. I have worked a lot this week. I have never worked in my life. I have never worked full time. So this is talking about the same time. Full-time job, part-time job. I have never worked full-time. Or I have never worked part-time. Or I have never worked a seasonal job. Okay?